Monkeys while doing yoga. These people are adopting India's centuries-old tradition of yoga and meditation in Uganda. The occasion has become all the more important at a time when Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be reaching Uganda in the second phase of his three-nation tour to Rwanda, Uganda and South Africa on July 24th. This will also be the first visit to Uganda in over 20 years by an Indian Prime Minister. Prime Minister's program in Uganda includes a meeting with Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni and also delegation-level talks. Both countries are expected to sign various agreements which will boost bilateral ties between the two countries. Besides, PM Modi will also address the Ugandan Parliament.
I'm standing at the Ugandan Parliament where the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, will make his address on Wednesday. This will be the first time an Indian Prime Minister will address Ugandan Parliament. He will be also accompanied by the President of Uganda, His Excellency Mr. Museveni.
We are eagerly waiting and anxiously waiting to receive the Prime Minister of India, and we think his visit and address to us and the President of Uganda will strengthen our ties, our relationship with India.
Prime Minister Modi will also address the Indian community there. People living there are excited over Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Uganda.
हाय, मेरा नाम दिलीप भंडारी है। मैं यहाँ पे स्पेडाग इंटरफेट स्विस कंपनी में सीईओ हूँ ईस्ट अफ्रीका के लिए। पिछले 20 साल से मैं युगांडा में रह रहा हूँ और बहुत ही उत्साह का माहौल है हमारे लिए। बहुत ही एक्साइटमेंट हो रही है हम लोगों को कि प्रधानमंत्री खुद पहली बार युगांडा आ रहे हैं।
The prestige is that the first time any head of state from outside country is honored on this independence ground. This is going to happen for the first time ever in the history of this country.
In the last few years, the relation with African nations has been strengthened in various sectors. Africa has been the prime focus area for India's foreign policy. PM Modi's three-nation tour to Rwanda, Uganda and South Africa is expected to further strengthen ties with these countries. Yogesh Sheetal's report, DD News, Uganda.
And Yogesh Sheetal is joining us on the phone line now from Kampala. Well, Yogesh, tell us a little bit about what we can expect from the Prime Minister's visit to Uganda. It is, of course, the most important visit. The first time at all an Indian Prime Minister will be there. So put it into context for us.
Yes, Mark, first let me tell you that the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, has just arrived here at VVIP airport at Kampala, and any time he can come out from the flight. In 2007, just going back, 2007, he also visited Uganda at that time in the capacity of the Chief Minister of Gujarat.
Right.
So definitely he has ideas, especially in terms of Indian communities, because around more than 60% the domestic revenues are collected from Indian entrepreneurs here, Indian businessmen here. So a large number of Indian people from India origin are residing here. So this visit is considered as one of the most important visits in terms of African outreach program of the government of India. And now let me tell you other points. For example, today, just let me tell you after that the sequence. So what would be the sequence of events? Just let me tell you. From here, after I think Narendra Modi is just coming out from the flight. Right now, will be coming at any time. He'll first go to the State House Entebbe and will be received by the President of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Museveni, and then he'll be introduced to the service chiefs. Then both leaders will proceed to the ceremonial dais. These are the schedules that I am talking to you. And then he'll inspect the Guard of Honor. So this is the main event that is going to place today. In the evening 6:45 in the evening from African time, he'll be addressing Indian community here at the Independence Ground at Pololo Airstrip. That is the that address is the main crux of the entire Uganda-India relation, because around 30,000 people from Indian regions are residing here. We had a call with them. They are very excited. They have organized number of programs. They have held number of rallies, and not only the people from Indian region, but also the local people. They have joined because local people have got many opportunities in employment. And just I would like to interrupt this time. The Prime Minister of India is just arrived. You can see he's just from visuals. You can see he's just coming down, and the the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sam Kotesa, will be receiving him here in the airport. And apart from that, Mohan Rao is the chairman of Indian diaspora here. He's also there. And Pradeep Karia, the co-chairman. These dignitaries are there to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And he just arrived there. So, as I was telling you that the schedule is he'll be going to a state house and debate. Now, why this visit is important in terms of Indian-African contact? See, in terms of agriculture, in terms of pharmaceutical, in terms of different walks of business, India has significant presence here in different fields, not only in service sector, but also in even in FMCG. So this particularly visit will definitely strengthen the ties in business and also in trade. In trade means, when I say in trade, it means it includes everything. Like 30% of medicine or pharmaceuticals are imported from India in Uganda. And apart from that, also other FMCG products. Most of the products you can see here in Uganda, if you just visit the state, you can see many products are branded with the Indian companies. That shows that how the presence of Indian companies are very visible here, and that's the reason why this visit is going to be important. And one thing also I must tell you at this point in time, that the business delegation is also there, and today it is scheduled that there will be a business level talk, there will be a business delegation level talk that will include many many corporates will be there.
Right. Yes, yes, Yogesh.
Yes, Mark.
Right. So, Yogesh, you've been giving us a lot of inputs as the Prime Minister did descend from the aircraft, and he was greeted by the Foreign Minister of Uganda, and you've also put into context what we can expect today. Can you just the importance of this visit, especially since it's come 20 years after the Prime Minister has visited? You also did mention that the Prime Minister had visited Uganda in his capacity as the Chief Minister of Gujarat earlier, so there is a long-standing relationship that he has also with Uganda. But as far as the Indian community is concerned, what sort of a role are they playing in Uganda?
See, your first question was that how important is a long gap, a long interval we have witnessed. See, there was 1997, since 1997, this is the first bilateral visit of an Indian Prime Minister to Uganda. So this is very important in shows that how African countries, especially East African countries, where India, because East African countries and India, just talking about the continent and subcontinent, both are divided by the Indian Ocean.
Yes.
And there has been a relation, a trade by sea. So there has been a relation through Arabia. But now relations, because what we are seeing in the world order, there are import, export, business things, there are technology, there are infrastructure, which is the core concern of the government of India and also the government of Uganda. Because when Make in India was launched in India, on the same line, Buy Uganda, Build Uganda was launched in Uganda. So this shows that how similarity, because both countries have British colonial history and both are developing countries, and it is just for both countries are trying to get together and to get a situation in export and also in trade in and different things and fields. So this was the first thing why this entire, after this gap, it shows that how Indian African outreach program will be strengthening by this visit. And the other thing, Indian community, how Indian communities are contributing. See, the employment, the number of employments are being generated here by the Indian corporates.
Yes, Yogesh.
So the people here in India, businesses employ thousands of Ugandans and are among the largest taxpayers in Uganda. So definitely they pay a large amount of tax, which means their direct contribution to the development, direct contribution to the government, and also now there are several talks are going on to get some political stakeholders. So these are the things which are going on in both countries' domain. Apart from that, Indian companies such as Tata Coffee, Bank of Baroda, Airtel have a significant presence in India. So these are the basic things which can, we show that how important is the business side and how important is the visit of the Prime Minister.
Yes, Yogesh, we'll come back to you as and when the Prime Minister's programs begin in Uganda. We're taking a short break. You're watching DD News. Stay with us.